My name coming out your mouth, then I feel flattered. Cause when they stop talking about you, then you don't matter. Since yay high, young and used to stay fly. Never snitched the rule, a lot of y'all forgot to play by.
May 28th, 2015. Long before sunrise, New Castle County, Delaware was silent, too still for what was coming. Then, in an instant, that calm shattered. The sound of heavy boots, shouted commands, and the crack of battering rams filled the air. Doors splintered, lights flashed, voices echoed through hallways. It was not chaos, it was choreography. Months of planning coming to life in one synchronized moment. The name of the mission said it all. Operation Smackdown. The target was a man named Adrian Smack. Investigators said he ran a local heroin crew that had become too organized, too steady, too visible to ignore. His name would soon appear in every headline across Delaware. But that morning, it was spoken only in radio chatter as police hit homes across Wilmington and the county. The story began 9 months earlier, in August 2014. Detectives from the New Castle County Police Department had been tracking an increase in heroin sales. Overdose reports were rising, and the same type of packaging kept turning up. Same stamp, same markings, same feel. The pattern pointed to a single source. A few small arrests hinted at one name that kept resurfacing: Smack. It appeared in interviews, in text messages, in surveillance notes. By late fall, the case had outgrown the county. The Delaware State Police joined to widen surveillance. The Wilmington Police Department stepped in because some addresses crossed into city limits. Then came the federal agencies, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the United States Marshal Service, and the Maryland State Police, along with the Delaware Department of Probation and Parole. What started as a local case had become one of the most coordinated drug operations Delaware had seen in years. Investigators built the case piece by piece. They tracked cash deposits, followed cars, and monitored phones. They mapped connections: who supplied, who transported, who collected money. When other crews went down, Smack's people kept working. They stayed quiet, efficient, and organized. The kind of operation that thrives just below the radar. Winter turned to spring, and the evidence piled up. Detectives spent long nights parked outside row homes, watching figures move in and out. They identified apartments being used as stash spots. Inside, people weighed product, filled bags, and counted cash. What police uncovered was not a large-scale cartel, but a retail business that ran like one. It operated on consistency, daily customers, and neighborhood reach. By May 2015, the investigation was ready to move. Dozens of warrants were drawn up, covering homes and suspects across the county. The strategy was simple: strike all targets at once before anyone could warn the others. Before dawn on May 28th, teams rolled out. Tactical units loaded into vans, each carrying folders with floor plans, names, and photographs. Over the radio, commanders synchronized movement. When the signal came, the first doors fell. Officers swept through hallways and bedrooms, ordering suspects to the ground. Some surrendered immediately. Others ran, but it made no difference. The perimeter was sealed. By sunrise, the raids were finished. Dozens of suspects were in custody. Inside police headquarters, tables filled with evidence. Thousands of heroin bags, small stacks of cash, 2 handguns, boxes of ammunition, and smaller amounts of cocaine and marijuana. The final count was clear: 10,524 bags of heroin, roughly 158 grams in total, along with $17,000 in cash. Not cartel money, but enough to keep the local market alive. The following day, the New Castle County Police Department released the names: 42 people charged, 7 still wanted. The list read like a cross-section of Wilmington's street life. Family names, cousins, friends, people tied by blood or loyalty. Among the wanted was Tiffany Smack, a clue that this operation ran deeper than business. Prosecutors filed more than 400 counts, including drug dealing, weapons possession, and conspiracy. Conspiracy charges tied the defendants together, ensuring the network could be prosecuted as one. Even those who played small roles, drivers, couriers, cash holders, were linked to the wider operation. Inside courtrooms, cases dragged on for months. Some defendants took plea deals early, others fought and lost. A few disappeared and were picked up later. Each sentencing carried its own story, but together they delivered one message. Law enforcement was done ignoring organized local drug networks. Operation Smackdown stands as a snapshot of Delaware during the mid-2010s, a time when heroin was more than a street drug. It was a statewide epidemic. Overdose numbers climbed month after month. Families lost sons, daughters, and parents. The dealers were not outsiders. They were locals, people caught in the same struggle as those they sold to. What set this operation apart was scale. It wasn't just a county bust, it was a unified strike. The New Castle County Police Department led the charge, backed by state, federal, and regional agencies. Every department brought something to the table: manpower, data, or reach. Together, they built what one official later called a wall of cooperation, an alignment rarely seen in cases of this size. Years later, those who remember that morning still picture it clearly: the flash of lights, the shouting, the handcuffs clicking, the long line of suspects being let out one by one. For the officers, it was a victory. For the streets, it was just a change in players. Because in the world of heroin, victories rarely last. Every takedown is temporary. Every quiet street eventually fills again. And on that May morning in 2015, Operation Smackdown became one of those moments. Loud, precise, and fleeting. A pause in a war that has never truly stopped.